Good morning. Give me a few more minutes to get my life together.
Okay, I'm not actually late. It's officially 9:30. I'm officially here, and well, I was like almost ready to stream, but not really. Because as HK says, hats off. We're getting the funny hat today. I got this one from my sister. Took me 40 years to look this good. Hey. Now, like, what is going on with my camera today? I don't believe my head was this big yesterday. They did have some update, so they probably reset my settings. That's probably what happened. It's a different setting app now. Good morning, everybody. How's life? How's things? How's it going with you guys? It's just might have to be. White balance is part of my. So I think I'll just make it smaller. Hey, thanks for using your channel. I have a green screen that I could put up, but I feel like people like to see background stuff. Now I need to work on spin around. I have a corded headphone. I can't go but so far. Like, oh, good morning. Good morning. I just got off the call with my organization talking about all the disasters that happened. Weather yesterday, lots of little small ones all over the country. Small ones. Yay! Channel points are something you only get as an affiliate. And when I first got those, I was like, this is gonna change everything. Like, I don't know if that happened That's the key. Everybody says is consistently doing the same thing every day. I'm like 1 hour time. I did stream Furthest Frontier yesterday. I haven't uploaded that to the tips because I didn't get much engagement. I shouldn't say that. I got a new follower. Frontier yesterday. Thanks to Mr. Ricky Farts. That was an interesting conversation. We named our settlement Fartville after Mr. Ricky Farts, who decided that he wanted to have his name put on my chair. And I was going to come up with a price point for how much it would cost for me to embroider his name on my chair. That feels like a pretty special, treat. I mean, if I became famous, I can't do it with so many people on the chair. But I mean, he'd be like a founding member. Probably just chair. Do you guys want me to write your names on my chair? That make you guys be like, this chair. Wait, that's not even the one I had yesterday. Because I definitely am also using standing desk. That'd be funny. I think he was attempting to get. I feel like there's a sexual element, but I don't know. To be sat on, kind of. I'm not sure I told everyone. It's like Dr. Faustus and Keith. I see Keith is Back Coaster is playing Final Fantasy. Anything new happening in Final Fantasy today? I assume you guys all play every day still. Got agendas going on in Final Fantasy. Gotta keep up with your little island. I mean, this is like your morning wake to work. Motivate. Oh, that's what we do. Positivity. We find our affirmation generation. I am always headed in the right direction. Hold on, I'll put that in the chat. Let's see if it'll allow me to read it. Producer live letter today as well. When's Endwalker officially supposed to be coming out? That soon? Is this live letter going to be about Endwalker? Or not Endwalker? Dawn Trail? Have they introduced anybody new other than that Reaper chick? I really hope this. I didn't really care for her, and I feel like that's why this whole story didn't resonate with me, because it was like the main character's this being that we're trying to bring back. She's been murdering people forever, and we're trying to bring her back. I don't know if I have the energy for all that. I think at this point, we're asking her to fight against her. There's a new Femme Roth. Oh, obviously they're gonna have to explore where the Femme Roth have been. I mean, she better be spunky. I assume she's hairy and large, right? Today we're smoking the first turn of the flower. It's Blackberry Kush, and it's got a taste. I feel like weed usually has flavors, but excuse me. This one's. I wouldn't say blackberry. Blackberry's not the flavor. More like licorice. I'm in the curing process, and apparently the flavor and the terpenes develop over time, so I'm having to put them in and put them out for process. And I'll be interesting to see how the tastes mature. Not sure how she sounds in Ian, but in JP, she sounds like Kate. That's probably funny. She's probably like, I don't know where I was going with that. I feel like she's gonna turn it. Oh, darn it! I'm still in Furthest Frontier. I put myself in the wrong category and I forgot to update my streaming. We're in the right category now. Oh, I am feeling some kind of way today. I did not sleep well last night at all. Back pain is getting pretty rough these days. I need to start doing yoga again. It's getting summer. I need to lose this 10 pounds I gained over the winter. Get Beachbody ready. I have no more excuses. It's summer. I should really start my day. Like, if I'm gonna start building a routine. How would you like to see a garden tour? I thought about taking a video of the garden every day and then like playing it on the stream. How would y'all feel about a garden tour? Because I guess I could upload it to the Discord and then just play it back on the stream via the Discord. Happens. Pull it up. I could post it to the YouTube. Of the YouTube channel. Discord. I'd be down to see where the magic happens. I think my favorite thing about plants is that they come from nothing. Like, start off with this teeny tiny little seed. Like some seeds are just nothing and grow into massive trees, massive plants, and you're just like, wow. Like, it blows my mind. Especially when, like, you grow something in a pot. Like, I've got a tomato in this tent behind me that is just in a pot of dirt in a tomato. And all I've done is add water. And it's definitely got more plant mass than the dirt. Like, so it used water and made more plant mass than existed. Like, there's just some science around plants that blow my mind. Like, how is that even possible to just create matter? And they're like, not exactly. It took the molecules from blah, 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 and put it into blah, 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 and you're like, wow. To me, magic. I think. Okay, so I get how a plant uses nutrients and minerals and all that shenanigans to create its structure. And I mean, I get the basic science of cell walls and membrane. Like, I get it. But to put it in a pot, it's big. And then grow a plant 8 times that size. Like, it's not a healthy plant, mind you. It's not doing well, but it still has produced more plant matter than I have put in water or dirt. You know, the science in me. I had to do the experiment. Should be better joint. That's the real problem with fresh Mary Jane. Is it's dampish. Like, I have a drying rack, and that's the first step to the curing process, is to get it to the 62% humidity. And the only way to really tell what your plant humidity is at is to put it in a jar with a humidity gauge and probably a temperature conditioner. affirmation pack to see if you can keep it at 62. It's supposed to sit in a jar for 2 weeks at 62. I've got 4 more plants to harvest. At least marijuana plants. And they're still doing good. Like, they're still being healthy and normal, so I haven't really bothered. But one that I just cut, or I just trimmed and put in the 9 rack, had split. Like, the way you grow, you top them, snip them off, and it just splits. Once the buds get too heavy, the middle stem literally just pops open. Like, okay, time to harvest that guy. So I don't know if it's like, if that's my key, like I need to just wait every time. Because I mean, I even saw like I waited. This is my 8th row, I want to say, but I scaled it up once before, and then I got this job with the mission that I referred to. It was only a temporary thing because it's disaster based, and all the plants I had basically got turned into garbage because Mom harvested them too soon. Right? But can't be mad because otherwise they would have sat in the tent and rotted. So it is what it is. But it's still smokable. It's still weed. It makes edibles. It's still like it's still a good plant, but it wasn't what it could have been had I been here the whole time. But I'm sure I made more money. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to go back to work. I honestly think that living in a cabin is but now I'm proud of America. I can probably just can't imagine going back to the restaurants again. They're like, would you do that before you starve to death? And I'm like, I'd starve to death. Oh, do it? Sorry. Must have missed it. Sorry. Oh, I do see that. My bad. Oh, I missed your another 10 mount runs too. No dice. Oh my gosh, so sorry. I must have been talking about the affirmation one. Is that better? That was another 0.4. I mean, every time every time they do an update, it changes everything. Was that better? It's a fine balancing act. Fine balancing. And I really have 3 like modes to work with here. And the microphone changes. And I've got this noise gate filter on my microphone, so you can't hear all the background noise. Well, I have, there's a slider on the YouTube that's playing the background that I can control the volume of the physical background music. And then I have the slider for the desktop audio that plays out the reverb. And then I've got a slider for my microphone and auxiliary. And then I could create all kinds of sliders for all kinds of different stuff if I had like a specific. I mean, there's a mixer built in, so I can control the overall volume of Chrome versus the volume of that specific tab. And then you get into start playing games, each game has got its own volume slider, and you have to base that off of what's your desktop audio balancing is. Like, I definitely spend, every time they update my system and change it, I usually spend 5 to 10 minutes recording 30 seconds of audio testing, and then fix it, audio testing. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Silver, you're so funny. Slider, I hardly know her. That was cute. So I see you're going to play Endless Legend 2, eh? Hey, emote floats. Love it. I don't know why I didn't get those notifications last night. I mean, like, I streamed this at one point, but I also went to bed at 9 o'clock yesterday. This was at 10:30, so I was asleep. That's why I didn't get that. Well, I should say I was attempting to sleep. I was actually laying there watching Alchemy of Souls on Netflix. I didn't realize, like, I've always been tempted to get into Korean dramas because my friend Sharon has told me wonderful things about them. And it's a cultural war thing. I don't know if I want to go into the Korean dramas because they're like a different genre and they're definitely propaganda-y, I gotta say. If Korean women are really like the women portrayed in these movies, I would be like, are you okay? That's what I think about these women in these, like, are you okay? No, I mean, I'm in second season of Alchemy of Souls, like this new blend of Netflix and Korean dramas. Like, apparently, according to my friend Jaren, Netflix paid a Korean drama company to make a whole bunch of... Yes, I've seen Squid Game. I watched like the first 2 episodes and I couldn't... That's not my genre. I don't like the scary one. I'm not a big bloody gory person either. I like action, but I'm not huge into the blood and gory. Like, I love the Kill Bill movies, and I loved all the fighting sequences, and I loved all that, but I thought it was way too gory. This was so like Tarantino, turn it down. I know that's what you're going for. I know it's your genre, but yuck. If I really wanted to see violence, just death and destruction, I'd watch the news. Look out my window. I would not try to retreat into my fantasy lands. We're already in Ready Player One, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I hope virtual reality becomes a thing. Like, really? I would love to play Final Fantasy in virtual reality. Let me just retreat into that world. Especially if it's like, you can build an economy. I was great at that. Like, that's my favorite thing to do in Final Fantasy is, like, make stuff and farm and, like, gather. It was just so easy to be like, oh, I got the tools and the equipment. Let's go get some stuff. It's sweet. Like, in real life, it's not that. You're like, all right, I've got the tools, I've got the seeds, I got the land. Let's go make it happen. Why is my shit not growing? You know? Doesn't just magically auto-populate. Like, I put a seed, I watered it, it happens. It does not always in real life. I have 5 seedlings that are struggling right this second, but I don't know why. I can't figure out for the life of me. Like, there are nutrients in the water, the pH is right, I don't see anything wrong with the false structures. I've got aeration in the water, I've got fans on them, I've got the light temperatures, I've got the right hues. I don't know. All 5 of them. And that pisses me off because marijuana seeds are expensive, but that's not a story. Struggles with being a farmer. Have you ever played Farming Simulator? I have not, but I have seen videos of it online, and I'm like, oh, I get it, because that's the dream, is just to have a nice little farm, and you're like, wow, okay, I go out and do all the things I'm supposed to do, and everything works perfectly. That would be my dream. It really would be. Today's music also is the Relaxed movement. Again, it's a different video than yesterday, but it's the same people. It's 12 hours of free copyrighted music, background music for YouTube videos and content creators. I just like having a nice little background track. It's mellow, it's chill. Again, today's positive affirmation was, I am always headed in the right direction. And that's a good one for me, I think. I often say, any forward momentum is better than nothing. Especially when you're in a group of people that just can't make a decision about anything. That happens so often in life, I feel. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to feel valued. Not everybody is valued. Not everybody is valuable. At that moment. I always there's a lot of times that you might feel undervalued. But that doesn't mean you're worth less. Are going to be useful at some point. It's because your particular set of skills doesn't apply to the particular set of problems does not necessarily mean you're useless. You can also let other people who have a better skill set, better knowledge, and better grasp of the situation just handle it and do what is required without having to be. I need to know everything. Right? What advice I should take to myself. A lot of times when I go out to these disaster situations and I roll up and I'm like, I'm a Ravenclaw. I really am going to ask a lot of questions because I want to know things. It has nothing to do. I'm not judging you. I'm not. Being a thing. I got in trouble one time because I was sent out to a place and we were doing well. Like, my side of that organization was wrapping up, and that's like the objective is to get people back into safe and such. And the one that was like a state down was not, so they sent me to go help and tell them what we were doing versus what they were doing, but they didn't tell them that. So I kept going down and being like, oh yeah, I'm here to help and fix it, and that's apparently disrespectful. When you tell somebody they're here to fix it, it means everything they've done in the past is broken. The organization I work for says that's not okay. You can't tell people that. They're volunteers. They're working so hard. How would you feel if your effort had been negated when you got there? I would feel like shit, but if my effort had been shit, I should feel like that. They didn't like that either. They didn't like that either. But I mean, I'd be the one. If I'm somewhere struggling and there's somebody 100 miles away from me that's doing the exact same thing well with no indication of struggle, why would you not accept their aid? Why would you not start doing it the way they're doing it? Every step of the way it was well, that's not the way we do it here. And I'm like, well, that's why you still suck. Can't argue with the results I've had with this program right there. They're like, why am I still mad about this? This has been months ago. Why am I still mad about this? Do you ever have those life experiences that just stick with you? Look, feelings are more important in improving today's world and day and age. Which, you know what? That's the reason I want to work for a non-profit versus corporate America, to be honest with you, because they do care. It just would be nice to find a balance. Like, I was not coming down there and being all, let's do it all this way. I'm here to fix it. Let's just change all this, until they started being mean to me. And it was like, listen, you don't want me here, I'll leave. But you don't get to make that call. And somebody higher than you said, I should be here to help you. Here I am. Now, why? And you just don't want to listen to me. So I'm going to go tell them that. Okay, bye. But then, you know, nobody ever gets fired from a volunteer organization. Which is a good side as well. It's one of those double-edged swords. I've worked for several places that it's hard to get fired, and some that it is not hard to get fired. And they both have their upsides. Like, if you work for a place, like I worked for Journeys for a long time, and they had very clear set sales goals. You did A, B, and C every single solitary time, you would meet those sales goals. I witnessed it. I saw it happen. People would argue with me and be like, no. And then he'd be like, well, Jordan's doing it. Well, Bob's doing it. Well, Bill's doing it. But Pete, Jane, and Jerry aren't. So Pete, Jane, and Jerry are gone. Bye. No. Yeah, I don't care if you were supporting your mother and your dying sister or whatever. Bye. They didn't care. There was no compassion whatsoever in Journeys. If you didn't make your sales goals, you were gone. But it was very clear at the very beginning, and they set daily expectations, they set daily goals, they did daily reviews. Nobody I ever fired was surprised. Nobody ever. I can't tell you how many civil conversations I sat down and was like, so, we've had this conversation every day for the past week. Did not reach your sales goals for the third month in a row, and I'm going to have to let you go, and I'm so sorry. Thanks for being an employee. You're a great person. I'm not going to say hi, but you no longer work here. I fired a lot of people that I liked as people. Some people were great at backroom work or great at visual merchandising, but they couldn't make a sales goal to save their life, and Journeys did not care. GTFO. That's how they were. Red Cross. Oops, I didn't get a tan. Well, the Red Cross doesn't fire people. They are a volunteer organization, and they are more about just, we'll just not ever ask them to do anything until they quit and find something else to do. They rely on your boredom and yourself. And while Journeys has the idea that, you got this sort of Damocles hanging over the back of your neck, but you had quality employees. Like, everybody who was there did their job and did it well, or they were gone, right? So you at least knew that everybody was held to that same standard. Everybody was held up, we all had the same expectations, and it was very clearly expected. But there was always that, oh gosh, I didn't make my sales goals last 2 months. I'm really gonna hustle this month to make one so I don't get fired. Even as a store manager, they would fire me if I didn't make my sales goals in 3 months. Nuts. But then the other way is when you have people that are they take everybody's breathing, they are just happy that you showed up effort. It is a struggle to get actual work done. Everybody's there to help. Everybody's there to work. Everybody's getting done, but nobody really, or everybody wants to tell their story. Everybody wants to give their opinion. Everybody wants to committee size, and you're just all we had to do was move that case of water from one side of the building to the other, and it took us 2.5 hours because we all had to discuss on the best way to get that done. And I'm I could have done it myself in that amount of time. Why did we argue about it for 2.5 hours? That's the frustration level I have. But the other side of that is everybody's so nice, everybody's so pleasant, everybody says thank you, everybody's kind, all their emails are extra super wordy and long because they want to make sure that everything is heard in just the right way. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. And if you're new to the channel and have never heard me voice opinions about the nonprofit that I volunteer for, my opinions do not represent them in shape, fashion, or form, now that I've said their name out loud. I respect the organization a great deal. I think they're doing good works and they're helping people. I think they could do it faster and more efficiently. It's outlined many of the problems. It's outlined How did we get on that subject in the first place? It's me rambling. That's what happens. You guys tuned in for it. The rambling. Mellow. That's gonna be the description. Mellow music and rambling. Mellow music, marijuana, and rambling. So we're gonna have a harvest party. Anybody want to come to the harvest party? Once this is done. I've got 2 weeks of curing, and then we'll have a party. I think that's the way I'm gonna go forward. Because every time I have a harvest, I'll just throw a little dinner party. Great. TM me for invites. TwitchCon in my backyard. I have had people ask if people like find me, and I'm like, not really. Like, to what end? I'd be weird. Like, hey, I saw you on your stream and I showed up at your house. Yeah? Now what do you want? I don't understand. Why anybody would do that? I mean, I guess people are crazy. You deal with crazy people showing up to joy because they drove thousands of miles because they fall in love with the camera, the image of the person they see on the camera. I mean, I'm sure if they lived with me for like a day, they'd be like, all right, bye, deuce out. Oh, this guy's crazy. Be like, why are you standing there? Like, there's nothing to do here but work. I just don't know why anybody would come here, if for anything. It is shaping up to be a beautiful day, though. I haven't actually checked the temperatures and such, but it looks beautiful. All the trees are blooming. I could physically see the pollen floating around in my flashlight last night. That was... Yeah, just take a deep breath of that visible floating pollen air. Happy spring, everyone. Don't inhale too much plant semen today. I hear Little Kim said it was bad for you. Oh man, I don't know if did anybody even remember that reference? Talk about dated. Be like, can you gauge how old? Can you guess how old I am? Oh wait, it's on my hat. Okay. Well, I guess it's not exactly on my hat. That hat is a little old. I don't know. The camera thing is weird. Do you think I should put the green screen up? I mean, I guess people tune in for a camera person. Like they tune in for action of a person. Like I do like your. That's what I thought. Thought for sure I'd see Ricky Farts today, because I told him yesterday that he wanted some chit-chat time, and I'm like, I literally do that every morning. Feel free. So I don't know, like, I wonder if video game streaming other things throughout the week will grow this. I don't know. And the type of games I play, other streamers that I watch never have large audiences. Like, I feel like the most I ever see on, like, the type of games I play is, like, the IQ, and I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of people. I don't know how anybody gets 300 people to watch them play games. I watch, and I'm just like, that's what I do. I don't know. I guess it just takes years of consistent doing and promoting yourself and getting one follower every stream. Like, okay, well, I get to 1,000 followers, so 1,000 streams. That would take a long time. Especially if you think, like, the video games are usually long hours to get one follower. I have heard there's a point where you get, like, to the For You page recommendation. It's supposed to blow up. Like, you get a certain amount of viewership and then start recommending the top of the page, and then you exponentially grow from there. Because the more viewers you have, the higher up in the recommendations list you are. Not like it's a broken system or anything. And I don't understand, to be fair. You feel like you'd want more people streaming with fewer viewers that get them more active users. I don't know. They've probably done the math in the algorithm. This is the way they make money. But you feel like if you were promoting your lower streamers, maybe you'd have a whole bunch of people who didn't know what they were doing at the top, and then you would never get people to come to your platforms. They'd be like, this is all crazy. Nobody on here is any good. I guess I can see their upsides to that. They're trying to get platform growth. You're trying to get streamer. So I don't know if anybody follows John Oliver. He did a thing on the Uber Eats dilemma the other day, and that was such a good show. But he's like, the only one who's winning in that argument is the consumer. The consumer is actually winning. He called it a millennial tax credit because we're the ones using Eats and DoorDash for. He's like, for the service you pay for and the amount you pay for, you're getting an insane deal. And he's right. Like, I paid a whole restaurant to make me a piece of cake, and then a person to bring me that piece of cake to my front door, and I only paid like $10 for that. That seems like a value. Like if you, in the 1800s, wanted someone to make you a cake and bring it to your door, it would have taken like 6 weeks, and it would have been stale and probably gross because they didn't have sugar. But here we are, 200 years later. I can hit a button on my phone and have cake show up at my door. Indeed. That is what it is. I've thought about it. I might do DoorDash for extra money here. It is one of my last-ditch efforts. I'd probably rather do that than back to restaurants. But I don't know how profitable it will be. I just can't imagine how many people DoorDash. And then having now seen that article, you're like, I don't really make any money anyway. So, It's all about the side hustles these days, ain't it? Oh, me. I've already lost 2 cucumber plants to something eating the leaves. I've been playing too many survival games, and it makes it work. It's me. I'm like, my food supply is getting affected here. Like I was expecting. Like, last year, we only had two cucumbers. And I have certainly, and I have eaten. And this year I have 12. Hopefully I will get some to actually produce cucumbers, because the last time my whole first wave of cucumbers died. I don't know why. It's shriveled up and died. It could be the same thing. They're getting eaten one by something. I mean, I know there is a bunny here, and if this bunny is coming over and eating the tops of my cucumbers, I'm gonna be pissed and have bunny stew as soon as I can find it. Be like, not only will I keep my food supply in order, I will add to it. I know, I used to be one of those, like, oh, it's a little buddy, don't know. Eating my food. Like mice, I would crush one with a hammer. Eating my food. I'll have snakes. I have 2 running around the property currently. They're not like pets or anything. I know there are 2 black snakes on each side of the property that I see and go, well played. You know? Like, day, sir. Thank you for keeping my borders clean. I appreciate that. I hope that if that we ever have human intruders, they'll be scared off by the snakes too. I don't know. What's up with that train of thought? Bunnies, deers. Yeah, the deers eat my food too. I put up fences and all kinds of things. They're going down too. I don't really go out of my way to hunt and kill an animal, but if it's getting between me and my livelihood and is edible, I don't understand why you wouldn't kill it. It's obviously got too many problems. It's eating my food. It needs to be finding food somewhere else. And I feel like starving to death would be an awful way to go out. I'd rather be shot in the face and starve to death. Grim sentences. Anyway, so what was the positive affirmation today? Yeah, totally. Positive affirmation generator. I am always headed in the right direction. To food. There's my next meal coming from. Monkey brain and fat boy brain working simultaneously. Where's my next meal? Where? Mine? I'm reading a survival book right now that hit a little too close to the quick. It's called All That's Left in the World. And it's a post-apocalyptic novel. And it's after COVID. The super flu has killed everyone. And the storylines we're following this LGBT plus story. So the main character is an LGBTQ guy who's walking down some highways, like in the post-apocalyptic world. That's where the story starts. But he runs into this other guy, and it keeps switching back from like point of view from how it's being told. So it tells the story about the dude walking up to the house, and then inside the house it's the other dude, and he's going through a list of food that he currently has. He's talking about how this is the last line he'll have on this page before he has to start a whole new page, and it'll be the first page he doesn't have since his mother. And I'm like, oh god, like it really hit too close to home. You're like, I know that is one day gonna happen to me, and you're like, ugh. But then I was like, do I want to finish the book? Like it's getting really. I'm only about halfway through, and it's very close to home on a lot of things, and it's making me go, and what if it doesn't end well? I want to finish the book. I'll have to finish the book for curiosity's sake, but it's writing my future. Also, I read a lot of post-apocalyptic survival novels anyway. This is the first one I've come across that's been written since COVID. And that's disturbing too, to think about how the world would react to another COVID-type situation. Especially if it's recent on. It's probably better to focus on the things. What ifs. I mean, that's not even like a what if. Like, death is inevitable. It's not like it's not going to happen. I mean, the whole post-apocalyptic thing probably isn't going to happen. But there will be one day that my mother's not here, and then we have a list of food, like certain rituals and stuff that you did. I don't know if your parents are still with you or not, but I lost my dad a couple years ago, and it's living here. Like this morning, I had a moment where I was looking for a check register for my mother in some old filing cabinets we have, and I found a bag of dog treats that the rats had tried to get in. But it was in my dad's desk drawer, and it was to give to the dog. Like, he gave the dog treats all the time. And it just made me sad to think of my dad giving treats to the dog, and like, oh, he didn't get to finish all the treats. I bet if Dad had known, like, just giving him the whole bag, you know, like. So it's too close to home some days. To home some days. But we're always heading in the right direction. Life is forward no matter what happens. Life moves to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, just lost mine before. It's rough. You look both or just one? I think dealing with a parent's death. If you had good parents, like I have been blessed to have wonderful parents. So I will be sad when mine die. My dad is. But if you don't have good parents, I bet that's even a more complicated relationship. If you've got awful parents and then they die, like, probably feel all kinds of ways about that. Which, you know, it's okay. We're human. It's human. It's nature. We all have feelings. We all have to express them. Not claiming to be a therapist, but feeling your feelings is good for you. Was looking to fill the void and found Final Fantasy. I don't know. I think Final Fantasy fills a void for lots of people. Social interaction. I know there are people who just go and hang out just to be there and see that there are other people around chatting and listening to people screaming. So like there's something about you sitting in front of your computer still feeling it. I know they've done all kinds of studies, and they say that these virtual chats don't do the same thing as face-to-face human interaction. But I mean, humans evolve for one day. Because, like, if you think about like the Star Trek universes in the future, the vast distances the universe expands and how communication works, eventually we're going to get to a point, I hope, that we'll have to, like, oh, I'll send you a message, and I love you, see you in months, and off. All you ever get is Snapchat videos from your loved ones, but that's gonna have to be how you communicate, how you stay in touch. I mean, Think about humans that lived in the 1800s when we were expanding America all Manifest Destiny style, and they lived on homesteads that might have gone into town once a month, and that was like a 5-mile journey that took you all day to get, like, woke up at dawn and got back at dusk, barely, and still had to unload the wagons kind of all day. I imagine that social interaction you got was, that's why they had so many kids. Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about the sharing memes thing. Because they were just making memes to share with each other. Like, I do it. We all do it. Because you see something, it makes you think of someone, and you send them a meme. It is basically being like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Oh, I'm thinking about you, so here's a meme. Exactly. Exactly. And we all... But is that really a substitute? Like, it is nice to be thought of, but you didn't really get to have a conversation with that person by a meme. Like, hey, how's it going? What's new in your life? What's important to you right now? What's going to be important to you in the near future? What is happening? Send a meme. Ah ha ha, they're funny, they're alive. Okay, great. Boop. Not meaningful connection. And I think that's why the loneliness epidemic is because people are not connecting. But I'm guilty of it as much. I don't like people. It's so hard to find people that I really want to spend time with. Vast majority of time I'm spending with people I'm wishing I was alone. But that's because the people that I choose to spend time with are scattered all over the universe now. Distance makes us wise, so they say. And it's, if I could handpick the 10 people to just have on my commune and go live in Arizona somewhere, maybe not Arizona, Wyoming, somewhere where you could just get some cheap land and live off the land, I would do that, for sure. And that'd probably be plenty for me. See ya, Silver! Have a good day at work. Be safe. I don't know, it says, but you still want to be slightly social. I don't know. I get bored. Like, I want to leave my house sometimes, and I want to go see some new things. I want to go do some new stuff. And I feel like I get social anxiety about doing stuff by myself, but that's only because I feel like people are judging me for being like, oh, why is he doing things by himself? And sometimes I just would rather do it by myself. Like, put in some headphones, listen to some lo-fi music, and just walk around a museum. Just walk around a park, just being. Taking in things around you. Seeing new stuff. I do that. But if I think back to, like, people interactions I've had, there's been so many I have not enjoyed. I feel like there's been more that I have not enjoyed than I have enjoyed. But keep in mind, I worked customer service for nearly 20 years. In 2 jobs, like 80 hours a week for 20 years. And I mean, I met some great people along that way. Don't get me wrong, but with the vast sea of humanity that I have looked face to face and had conversations with, 90% of them are assholes. Especially when they think they're beneath them, like, oh, I'm your servant. And I often judge people on how they treat people they perceive lesser than them. Because you can tell a lot by who they perceive is lesser than you. And you can judge a lot by how they treat those people. I totally have the customer service voice. Are you kidding? I was the automated IVR for Dish Network for years. Thank you for calling the Dish Network. If you'd like to speak to technical support, please press 1. If you'd like to speak to customer service, please press 2. If you'd like to speak to someone else, please hang up and kill yourself. Okay, have a great day! Yeah, customer service, many years. And that's where the deep, dark bitterness that is my soul resides, is customer service. I love serving, like, people who are kind and nice, like, just respectful even. Like, back when I started waiting tables, people used to care about what their server thought about them because they were gonna spit in their food otherwise. That customer service model has changed over the years to be the customer is always right, and how dare you not be down there licking the scum off of the bottom of my shoe. That's your place. Go get my bread, you bitch. I've been told that to my face. Every time I get corporate mad, I start going off on tangents. This one time, I worked for a corporate restaurant, and I walked up to a table, and they said, "Oh, you sent the white boy over." And my dumbass at the time said, "Don't worry, I live in the hood. It's no big deal." Implying that I'm like, yeah, I hang out with black people all day. Like, what? Why are we still talking about this? But apparently, that's too comfortable for them, and I almost got fired over it. Like, went to corporate, they each got, like, it was an 8-top. The corporate sent them a $100 gift card a piece, and then expected me to be all like, "We sent an $800 gift card out because of you, to your mouth." And I was like, that was your fault. You should have told them, "Well, thanks for coming. Like, we employ white people here." "Yep, sure do." I don't understand. I've never understood the whole racial situation. It don't matter to me. There are good black people, there are good white people. There are bad black people, and there are bad white people. I don't understand why anybody can look at a person and judge them on the color of their skin. I can judge you on how you dress. I can judge you on how you speak to me. I can judge you on things that come out of your mouth when you're not speaking to me. I can judge you on how you treat others around me. I can use my eyes and see what kind of asshole you are in 30 seconds. It has nothing to do with what color of skin you have. Just for the record. And I once said that very speech in a Facebook chat to someone else, and Facebook blocked it for racial stereotyping. They blocked a chat via Facebook. Like, it wasn't even like posted anywhere. It was a chat between me and someone else. And I voiced that very opinion, and Facebook blocked that text from sending. Hashtag America, freedom of speech. That angers me a lot too. Can you feel? Today was an angry podcast. It was an angry podcast. I vented a lot today. Thanks for letting me vent, you guys. See, that's why I was honestly thinking when I started this that I'm sure it would probably be better for me. Thanks for watching. I mean, like, it means a lot that you guys are here. Truth. But I definitely can talk to a fence post in the park, as evidenced by I played Furthest Frontier yesterday for like 4 hours. Nobody in chat. Chit-chatting my ass off. I need to get some outside work done today in this beautiful day that is work. Which means I have to go put on real pants. What? That's my very angry. Is that like a... That's a Red Mage reference, a ver angry. That's why Red Mage is my favorite class, because just the memes for everything. I love it. That was always my jokes. Always. Damn. I just realized we got angry today and didn't even talk about politics. I got angry about other stuff. It wasn't politics. Boy, I just feel like I have a lot of anger going on, I guess. Christmas. Well, it is that time again, my friends. We'll wrap up with our positive affirmation. I'm always headed in the right direction. So just remember, going forth today, no matter what you're doing, it's the right direction. Plow head forth into any decision that you've made forward. I'd be angry instead, yeah. Oh yeah. So where you trying to? How would you pronounce? Is it angry? I don't know. I kind of think of it. I kind of like thinking it very angry. I'm not really mad. I'm just very angry. Like, it's kind of like angry, but not quite as strong. Very angry. Okay, so now that we've added a new word and put a generation and started our affirmation generation and made a plan for what we're going to do today, let's get it done. Tomorrow I will have a garden tour video for you, I hope. Alright, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more. Maybe to see that future garden video on the edge of your seat, you won't know. If you're on the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and follow, and come and follow us over on Twitch. Every morning we do this live, 9:30 to 10:30. If you are following us on the Twitch and haven't followed us on the YouTube, go do that. Fire of Life 2018, and we'll see you over there. Bye!